Like, comment, and subscribe for more content.
What's up, guys? Welcome to this edition of a Funko Popcast. I'm DK Wrestler.
And I'm MD Shaddy.
And today, we are going to talk about the remaining pops that were announced for the month of July 2019. Plus, we will be listing, that's what I meant to say, our top 10 Funko Pop announcements for the month of July. But before we do that, we got some unanswered questions for you guys. So, the first unanswered question that we are finally going to answer is there a Silver Shenron pop? Which the answer is no. There isn't a Silver Shenron pop, according to the Funko app anyways. There's only a normal Shenron pop, which was exclusive to Galactic Toys, a gold Shenron pop, which is exclusive to Hot Topic, and the recently announced Jaded Shenron, that's also exclusive to Hot Topic. Then the next one, which I think we've talked about a bunch of times, but we never really got to the point of the answer, and that is Jollibee owned by the same company as Burger King? Which the official answer is no. Jollibee is its own entity as a part of the Jollibee Foods Corporation, based in the Philippines for its headquarters, while Burger King is owned by multiple corporations such as TPG Capital, Bain Capital, and Restaurant Brands International, which owns Tim Hortons. Then the last unanswered question, which I kind of randomly thought of the last episode, which is, which stand-up comedy was I, DK Wrestler, talking about that could be made into a pop comedian's lineup? And that is Bert Kreischer. That is the name of the guy that talks about being a part of the Russian mafia when he was 22, going on a college school trip. Yeah, that's all we got. Let's get right to it. For the remaining announcements for the month of July, which the first one we'll talk about is the It Chapter 2 Funko Pops, which these have been rumored for quite a bit now, but finally they announced them, which the list goes, we got Pennywise with open arms, Pennywise with his tongue sticking out, or actually on the box it's called Funhouse Pennywise, Pennywise with the balloon, the very highly anticipated 10-inch Pennywise with boat. Then for our exclusives, we got ourselves Pennywise with beaver hat, which will be exclusive to FYE, Pennywise with the skateboard, which is exclusive to Hot Topic, and we got the Pennywise with the blade, which is exclusive to Walmart. And then I'll get right into the next day, July 18th. I should have mentioned that the It Pops were announced July 17th, but July 18th announced were Hello Kitty Pops, which we got ourselves Classic Hello Kitty, KBS Hello Kitty, Sweet Treat Hello Kitty. We got an Anniversary Hello Kitty, and we also have a 1 in 6 Chase Anniversary Hello Kitty, and we got ourselves a EB Games / GameStop exclusive Gamer Hello Kitty. So for the It Chapter 2 Pops, they're very detailed. There hasn't really been much hype, as much as it seemed like there was when they were first rumored. But if I had to choose one common that I would buy, and one exclusive that I would buy, I would say the common one that I would buy for sure is the Pennywise with the tongue out. Because when you look at it, because every time I see that in stores, and especially it doesn't really show it in the glam shots that Funko has given us, it's got like the black eyeshadow, and it makes it more creepy. And plus with the tongue, there's like even like saliva like around the tongue and stuff, and it makes it super creepy. And then the exclusive I'd buy is indeed the Pennywise with skateboard, exclusive to Hot Topic, especially with the detail of the, I forget exactly what it says on the skateboard, but there is words on the skateboard, and plus his mouth is all bloody, which is awesome. Yeah, that's all I gotta say about it. I don't know what you gotta say about it.
So yeah, I would actually agree with your picks for commons and exclusives there. I mean, there's no really other way around it. These pops are alright. Like, they're obviously good pops. I just feel like I don't know if it's necessary to make so many of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like what is that, 7? Okay, so I guess it's 6 plus the 10-inch. Yeah, I don't know. Like, maybe the one with the knife could get cut out, like the Walmart exclusive, and maybe just the regular one with his arms, like, to the sides. Because, like, I feel like a lot of people, like, aren't going to want those ones when there's
Yeah, a lot of
clearly
people.
better
There
ones.
are a lot of people that don't like the Walmart exclusive and think it's pointless.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah, those are available now in stores, all of them. And then the Hello Kitty Pops, obviously not the biggest fan of Hello Kitty, but I kind of popped a little, like, oh my god, it's Hello Kitty. I don't really know what else. I don't even know anything to say about these, to be honest. I guess the gamer Hello Kitty is cool. It's something different from your normal
Yeah,
Hello
yeah.
Kitty.
I actually, now that I'm seeing more and more, like, gamer pops come out, I've been wanting to collect them, like the Mickey Mouse, and I believe there's a Minnie Mouse one. Hello Kitty now, and I believe there's one more that I'm forgetting about. I just don't remember what it is.
Yeah, I can't think of it either. But yeah, there's the Minnie
Um,
and Mickey that are gamers.
yeah. I like the Hello Kitty pops. They look good, obviously. They look just like Hello Kitty because that's what it is. The eyes are already like that for
Yeah.
Hello Kitty, so they're very well executed. What do you say the anniversary ones
Yes.
here? These are kind of cool, and like for the glam shot, it's kind of weird because like what is this? Like I understand what it is, but is it going to be just like a little piece of cardboard? Is it going to be an actual vinyl figure?
Yeah, true.
I'm talking about the sidekick, by the way, that they have with these ones. The chase is pretty cool. I mean, there's no real difference on the pop besides the bow being a little lighter, and then obviously the side figure is completely different. They all look alright. Again, did we need this many? Maybe, I guess, because I feel like a lot of younger girls and even older girls, and maybe even guys. I'm not trying to just be one-sided here, but I feel like females will definitely buy these a lot. So maybe having this many is good, especially since we haven't seen Hello Kitty yet before. I don't think.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah.
But yes, so those Hello Kitty Pops are expected to be released as early as October 2019. So if you want those Hello Kitty Pops, that's when you can get them. The next set of Pops, these have been rumored for months. Actually, I'm pretty sure I remember sending these to you back in April, and it's July now. So these have been rumored for at least like 3 months now. We got ourselves the NHL Mascots Pops, which when you're looking at this on the screen, we do have the first one we'll talk about. I didn't write it down because we did talk about it in May since Brian Mariotti mentioned it on an episode of Mad Money, and that is the Philadelphia Flyers Gritty Pop, since we now have a cool like glam shot of it and not like what looks to be like a cell phone taken photo that we had gotten and showed you guys on the May 2019 whatever. I know it was divided into two parts. I can't remember which part it was, but it was in May that we discussed about it. But anyways, besides that, the ones that are now officially confirmed, we got Blades from the Boston Bruins, Chance from the Vegas Golden Knights, NJ Devil from the New Jersey Devils, Tommy Hawk from the Chicago Blackhawks, and we got ourselves the Grosvenor exclusive. I don't even know if that's how you pronounce it. Anyways, Canadian exclusive. They call it like Grosvenor for some reason or something like that. Canadian exclusive. Carlton.
Grosvenor, what do you mean?
They always post that. It says like whenever they talk about a Canadian exclusive, they call it Grosvenor exclusive. Funko. It's like a store, like a corporation store that sells like that's in Canada.
But we'll get this at EB Games.
Yeah, we'll get it because it's a Canadian exclusive.
I'm so confused.
Yeah, it's I don't understand. I don't know why they can't just write Canadian exclusive. But yeah. But anyways, Carlton the Bear from the Toronto Maple Leafs. That's what I was getting at. You'll see on your thing. Gritty looks cool, obviously. The Philadelphia I like how they have the home jersey, to be honest.
Yeah.
On that pop. It's a nice bright orange. I remember looking up, now that you mentioned on the episode we talked about this, how he has like googly eyes, and I seen it, I'm like, I kind of wish this pop had googly eyes.
Yeah, that'd be freaking awesome.
And Blades, it's okay. I think it's not getting the hype that I think Funko wants it to.
Yeah, well, that's because Boston sucks. Sorry, not sorry.
And then a lot of people are hating on Chance because, like, why? Why do you have a Vegas Gold? I understand, I think, in the NHL standpoint that it's a brand new team, so they want a lot of different merchandise for the team. NJ Devil, that's the next one. I was going to go to Tommy Hawk, but NJ Devil looks pretty cool.
Yeah, I like his pose.
And the way he looks. Tommy Hawk is probably, in my opinion, the most detailed NHL mascot pop of this set.
I was thinking the same thing, yeah.
I just like the way it looks. And Carlton the Bear, a lot of Canadians are going to get this. And there's quite a bit of American fans that are mad that this is going to be a Canadian exclusive and they can't get it. Well, realistically, if someone from Canada did a convention in the States, then you could probably get it there. But I guess in the sense you can't get it in a normal market. You have to get it in the secondary market.
You can't get it retail, yeah.
Yeah. So, what do you have to say about these?
So, obviously, I put Grady pretty high up in my, what was it, April you said?
May. Yeah,
May? Okay, it was May. Yeah, I put it, number 1?
You put it at number 1.
I do love this pop. I mean, I love Grady as a character in general. The Flyers are an alright team. They're not my favorite team by any means, but I do love this mascot. He gets up to a lot of shenanigans, and this pop really, like, accentuates on that. Like, you can kind of tell that he's kind of, like, mischievous, you know what I mean? The Bear, Blades, I believe is his name, from Boston. This one's alright. It kind of looks... Like, the hands look really good because they got those, like... What are they called? Like, his palms, basically. And the legs do look good. I would say they're almost the best looking legs because they got, like, the bear legs, but then they also do look like their mascot, like, boots, which is cool. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of that one. Like you were saying about Chance the Rapper over here. Yeah, it makes sense that maybe NHL even, like, when they made the deal to put out the mascots, they said make sure you make a Vegas one in the first lineup because, of course, it's a new team. It's a brand new mascot as well. I think Gritty and this mascot came out at the same time. That being said, though, this is a nice looking pop. It's got, like, the scale effect on the face, and there's even some detail on the shins. The shoes are kind of meh. The jersey's kind of meh, too. But I guess that's just what it is. It's accurate to what it is. The NJ Devil looks really good. I love his pose. I believe even in the NHL game when you like bring up your mascots, because in NHL when you do like threes mode you could play with mascots instead of like human characters, right? And I believe he even does that pose. So that's cool that they got that pretty accurate to that. The Tommy Hawk is definitely the best one in this set. But I don't know, because I really want the Gritty one. But I do believe this is the most detailed one. It looks really good with, like, the feathers, and there's so many stripes. The shoes look amazing. I really love the shoes. Tommy Hawk is, like, one of the best mascots, so it's cool that they did a good job on that one. And then there's Carlton the Bear. I don't understand why it's Canadian exclusive, or...
Yeah, whatever the name is, I still...
Joir Noir, or whatever the hell he said. I guess it makes sense because there's only, 6 Canadian teams? 7 Canadian teams now, I believe?
Yeah.
So maybe all of the Canadian ones will be exclusive because maybe they figure not a whole lot of Americans will want the Canadian teams, but at the same time, they probably will. So I don't get it. It's an alright pop, though. I like the texture on the head and the legs, but I would say this one might be the most boring out of all of them.
Yeah, and I noticed, like, not a lot of people, like, enjoy the whole lineup as it is, but I think the reason that they did, like, these specific ones, because they didn't want to go, like, overboard on a series. I'm going to use an example of how when they did the Venomized series, they kind of went overboard on, like, very good characters, like, for Series 1. And then you had that recent one that just came out, and it's basically, like...
Yeah.
So I think what they're doing is, like... I think the top 3 most selling ones of this set is going to be Gritty, Tommy Hawk, and Carlton the Bear.
Yeah.
So I think what Funko's going to do is that I think that the sales of Gritty, Tommy Hawk, and Carlton the Bear will be good enough so that they're able to make a Series 2, and then they add more of what we want to request, like the top 4 most requested NHL mascots that I kept reading, which, in no specific order, one is Sharky from the San Jose Sharks, Iceberg from the Pittsburgh Penguins, Sabretooth from Buffalo Sabres, and Slapshot from the Washington Capitals.
Your Washington Capitals. Yeah, I would like them to do every mascot. Obviously, I'm a huge NHL fan, and of course I want to see that Slapshot pop come out. Which I believe it will. Whether it's like a Funko Shop exclusive or something, or like a specialty series or whatever, I do believe we'll see a Slapshot. I do believe we'll see a Series 2 because these will definitely sell well, just like the MLB Pops have been doing. Because I don't know if I mentioned to you, when my mom went to that Blue Jays game and got me that Blue Jay mascot pop, it was the last one in the gift shop.
Yeah.
So they've been selling.
Yeah. And actually, one thing. All right, so now we're looking at all these. So without giving anything away, you look at Gritty now with the cool glam shot. And here's a question. If Gritty was announced this month and we didn't hear about it from Brian Mariotti on Mad Money in May, looking at your top 10 list without giving anything away, would Gritty made it number 1 in your July list, considering it made it number 1 in May list?
I wouldn't say... That's a hard question. I wouldn't say it would have made it number 1, but it would have made it top 5.
Makes sense. Cool. All right, and those are expected to be released as early as October 2019, which is a perfect time because the NHL season starts in October. Well, the main season. You got the preseason. Yeah, that's preseason. So that was
Preseason.
yeah, preseason in September, but the main season is October. So it's perfect time for these to come out. The next one's announced on July 19th. You'll obviously see the collage if you're watching this on YouTube, or if you're just laying back and listening, you can just hear us talk about these. We got ourselves first. These were originally leaked on May 31st, but later deleted by Funko. Now officially re-announced on July 19th, we got ourselves the Dark Crystal Age of Resistance Pops, which is the upcoming Netflix series. We got ourselves... I'm probably going to botch these names.
I could read them if you want, but I want to hear what you have to say.
Yeah. So we got ourselves Rian. Yeah, that's how it...
I don't know, like, the new characters' names, like, exactly how to pronounce them, right? Because they're new characters. I haven't seen the show yet. But the old characters, I can tell you how to pronounce
so,
names.
anyways, from the common set, we got ourselves Rian, Deet, Hup, Hunter Skeeksis, Agra, and then we got for our exclusives, we got Skeezel the Chamberlain Skeeksis, which is a Target exclusive. We have a glow-in-the-dark Deet, which will be exclusive to FYE, and we got ourselves the Silver Mask Hunter Skeeksis, which will be exclusive to the Funko Shop. And then now, as you may see on the collage, I might as well mention these, that we finally got those Season 4 Rick and Morty Pops announced, which we got ourselves the Tracksuit Jerry, which is exclusive, or I should say, it's exclusive to SDCC, but shared with FYE, and we got ourselves the brand new character of Gluty, which was SDCC / EB Game / GameStop exclusive. So, starting off with the Dark Crystal Pops. I don't know much about Dark Crystal. I know you know quite a bit from the original Dark Crystal. There are some interesting looking characters. Very detailed, especially I think it's Hunter Skeeksis. I know, I see you smiling, so I know I can't pronounce it right.
That's okay.
And then the Agra, that's
Yeah.
it. Agra, at least I'm pronouncing that one right, is super detailed. I like the wrinkles and like the way the hair is. And the exclusives, I absolutely love the glow in the dark Deet, because
Yeah.
I like when Funko makes a pop a certain color, and then when it glows in the dark, it's a complete different color. And
Is that what's going on with it?
yes, that's why I'm pretty sure it shows like half a color, because like the left side is what it is not glow in the dark, and then it's
Okay.
that cool like blue color when it glows in the dark.
Yeah.
Which I really like that. I don't know how I feel about the silver mask, whether it's like normal silver or it's going to be like metallic silver for the Hunter Skeeksis.
Yeah.
And then we got the Chamberlain Skeeksis, or however you pronounce it. Isn't there like the normal one from the original Dark Crystal? Isn't that how
the
it is?
Chamberlain Skexy.
Skexy. That's how. Okay, so anyways, I'll just bring it over to you now for that part.
Yeah, I'm hyped for these. I can't wait for the show. The Hunter Skexy looks really good. I actually do like the Funko Shop one better. I don't know why. It's just with the common one, with that like pale skull that it has on top for a helmet, it looks like there's too much going on with the pop, but then with the silver one, it kind of like brings everything in. I don't know, it's weird. It might
Yeah, I
just
could
be
see that right now. It's kind of like the silver kind of like blends
like
everything
also
in. And
these like little armor pieces are not like just pale like this one. They're actually like metallic, right?
yeah, maybe that like I didn't even specifically. I just seen like on the Funko blog it just had silver mask, but maybe it did say metallic. So hopefully it does end up being metallic, because then it'll look
Yeah.
very good.
Of course, that glow in the dark one's really cool. I wasn't sure exactly. My first thought was that yeah, it's gonna glow a different color, but then I was like, maybe there's like a Braveheart kind of thing going on with this like character in the show.
Yeah.
But yeah, that makes sense for it to glow a different color. Like the hair turns dark, the clothes turn dark. It hypes me for the show even more seeing these. The Chamberlain Skeksis, it looks good. I mean, we already had one that was phenomenal. This one is based on a younger self because I'm pretty sure this is like a prequel to the movie,
Yeah.
the show. So it makes sense that it looks a little different. I don't like that it's Target exclusive though, that kind of sucks. The other ones are good. I mean, of course, I haven't really seen the characters that much, but they do look like they would be from the Dark Crystal universe, which is good, and they do have lots of detail, like you were saying. And you can really just tell with them that they are a work of art from the Henson Company. So yeah, that's all I
Yeah.
have to say about them.
And so the Rick and Morty pops now. I'm not really hyped about these at all, considering that when they announced the Rick and Morty pops, I was hoping for a Morty Jr., like I'm pretty sure I've discussed before
Yeah.
on the podcast. Jerry is just like that one character that like no one really cares about. And then the Gluty, pretty cool looking character. I actually watched this morning the clip that they released at San Diego Comic-Con of the scene that involves these two,
Oh.
and it's okay. I'm pumped for the new season. I can't wait to see it. I'm probably gonna have to rewatch it because every time someone mentions about Rick and Morty nowadays, I can't even remember basically almost a single scene. Besides, like, I think a couple stand out to me, like the one with Xenon Bloom, so the Anatomy Park episode, and the Morty Jr. episode, obviously, since I'm always talking about Morty Jr.
What about getting Swifty?
True, I forgot about the show until I had to watch it again because when they announced the pops for those, and I'm like, oh yeah, okay, I kind of remember this episode.
I can't really say anything because I've only seen a handful of season 1 episodes of Rick and Morty. It was a show that I really, if I watched it all, I'd probably get into it, but just watching a couple episodes here and there, I was like, it seems, I don't know, it's just so, not, crude's not the word I'm looking for, it's not really my humor, I guess.
Dark Crystal Pops will be released as early as September 2019, which actually I'm pretty sure they'll be a month after the show comes out.
Okay.
And then obviously the SDC Pops available now. Moving on, July 19th was Funko Fun Days, which for a lot of people, it's hard to explain what Funko Fun Days is, except like it's kind of a cool like convention thing within San Diego Comic-Con, and everyone gets these like exclusive pops that are like super super rare.
Yeah,
But
24 pieces.
officially on July 20th, they added all of them to the Funko app. So I'm going to name off all of them right now. We got ourselves Freddy Funko. So I'll name off the Freddy Funkos first. So Freddy Funko is Ant-Man, which was 350 pieces. Freddy Funko is Aquaman, also 350 pieces. Freddy Funko as Big Boy with the red attire is 520 pieces, but there is the Freddy Funko as Big Boy in the blue attire, which is 24 pieces. Freddy Funko as Black Manta, which is 350 pieces. Freddy Funko as C-3PO, which is 520 pieces. Freddy Funko as Colonel Sanders, 450 pieces. And we got ourselves Freddy Funko as Frankenstein, exclusive to 350 pieces. A glow-in-the-dark Frankenstein, which is 24 pieces. Freddy Funko as the Genie, 450 pieces. A metallic Freddy Funko as Genie, 350 pieces. Freddy Funko as Venom, 24 pieces. And we got the Golden Freddy Idol, which was 1,600 pieces. Now
I
moving
didn't even realize that there was that many of that one. Jeez.
And then the exclusive Funko Fun Days Fantastic Plastic Pops. We got ourselves 4 versions of Shaka Raka, which the normal one is 520 pieces. The purple version is 1,600 pieces. The green glow-in-the-dark one is 400 pieces, and that is the same for the white glow-in-the-dark. That's also 400 pieces. Then we got 4 versions of Ringo, which the normal one is 520 pieces. The purple one is 1,600 pieces, and both the green glow-in-the-dark and the white glow-in-the-dark Ringo is 400 pieces. Then we got ourselves Dino, which is 1,600 pieces, and Elwood, which kind of looks like Elvis Presley, which I assume that's what the spoof is on that.
Yeah.
Is also 1,600 pieces. Then we got ourselves, you were able to order, I think it was like the same night, like July 20th. It's called a Box of Fun, which has these exclusive pops that actually weren't even at Fun Days. It's kind of like different ones. You're able to get, it's like 3 out of the list I'm going to be listing right now that gets sent. I think it was like $50 you pay, and it comes in this cool like tiki box. So we got ourselves a blue version of Dino, a blue version of Elwood, which now I realize I forgot to put the limited amount of pieces that were in there, which I think it was like 5,000. It's like a bigger number. 3,000. We got Freddy Funko as Chucky, which is 3,000 pieces. Freddy Funko as Merman, 5,000 pieces. Freddy Funko as Rick, 6,000 pieces. A Freddy Funko as Toxic Rick, which was glow in the dark, 3,000 pieces. The Surf's Up Batman Freddy Funko, which I think was like 5,000 pieces, but on the Funko app photos it just said like limited edition. So I had assumed that.
I was gonna say it doesn't actually have a number on there.
Yeah, but then
so
I
it's
seen
probably a large number.
And then same with the Freddy Funko with Surf's Up Joker. Then we got Surfer Freddy, which was 6,000 pieces.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you go first on this because I don't really have much to say about these.
All right. So one thing that I wanted to correct myself about is that the Elwood is 3,000 pieces. The Dino is 6,000.
The Box of Fun ones, the blue
Yeah.
ones. Okay.
I mean, the first thing I'm gonna get at with these is that I've been trying to get I wouldn't say trying to get a Freddy Funko, but I've been thinking about picking up some Freddy Funkos, and I'm not really sure exactly which ones I want. Not specifically from this set, just in general, but there's never really a good time to get them. They're always so expensive. Some of them are kind of cheap, but then again, the cheap ones are like ones that it's just like, meh, do I really want this? Like it's Freddy Funko holding a Funko sign, or like something that's just not super eye-catching, I guess. But I guess that's the point of why they're more expensive. So I'll get onto these ones. The Chucky looks cool. I think if they would have gave him some like blood on his face or something,
I was thinking the same thing.
A lot better. The Merman's cool. Looks like the character, which is sweet. I love how they have like the scaling around the eyes. I believe it's scaling. I love the Surf's Up Batman and Joker. The Joker specifically. These 2 pops, the originals of these 2 pops, not the Freddy Funko versions, were 2 of my like first 30 pops. So it's cool to see them get Freddy Funkoized, I guess would be the word to say there. The Morty one's actually really cool. I like it.
Rick.
Rick. I don't know why I said Morty, jeez. I don't like the glow-in-the-dark version as much as the regular one. The Surfer Freddy is really cool, because you don't really see him in that many poses when you get a Freddy Funko Pop, really. You know what I mean? His legs are always stationary, but now he's kind of... He's surfing the bird. The new Spastic Plastic, is that what we're calling him now?
You can say Spastic Plastic, but it is technically Fantastic Plastic.
I always forget which one's which. They're alright. There's so many versions now of each of these characters, I guess. I do like the purple Ringo. It kind of looks cool. I like how the vibrant yellow and orange like contrast the dark purple. Are these brand new characters?
I think so.
We haven't seen pops of these guys before, right?
I'm pretty sure.
The one thing I don't like about them is that they kind of all look the same. Like, if you looked at this shot with all 10 of these pops and didn't read the names, you would think, like, they're all just different variants. You know what I mean? They're all just, like, tiki dudes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I don't know how I feel about that. The Elwood is kind of cool, though. I kind of like that. And then the first set of Freddy Funkos we were talking about, there's a couple great ones in here, and there's a couple that are kind of meh. The meh ones, I would say, are the Ant-Man, the variant Big Boy, the common Frankenstein. That's who it is, yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
And I mean, I guess that's it. They're all right. And then there's a couple that really stand out to me, which would be the C-3PO, the Colonel Sanders. I like the Aquaman one a lot too. If you had to pick one of these to have, which one would it be?
If I had to pick one, well, I can say first of all, I know for sure it wouldn't be like Ant-Man or Aquaman or any of the ones that look like you can just buy its character's body and then you put a Freddy Funko. That's the one thing I don't like about Freddy Funkos, is because a lot of them are just like you put the Freddy Funko head on like a normal like character's body. So obviously that leaves to... Actually, if I would get one I'm just going to say Colonel Sanders, because they did something different with it. Like, they actually did the different color hair. They added glasses.
Yeah.
They made it something different. The one I really dislike is, like, the Venom one.
I thought you were going to say that.
I know they changed the color of the hair, but it would have been cool if they had, like, symbiotes crawling around its face to, like, make it super different and kind of, like, worth it. I don't think it should be a 1 in 24, or yeah, basically it would be a 24-piece pop for what it looks like. In my opinion.
Exactly. Such a mediocre pop is going to be very expensive because there are 24 of them, and that is just not okay, I guess. Now, to ask myself that question, I was torn between Colonel Sanders and C-3PO. I would definitely go with 3PO, mostly because you went with Colonel Sanders, but also I'm a huge Star Wars fan. It looks good. It's different for a Freddy Funko, like you were saying. So yeah, these are all good. Again, a lot of the values will be super high on a lot of these different pops throughout this fun days. But they're all, I would say, like 7 out of 10 pops. They're all good.
Yeah, so obviously I guess just stated my opinion on the first Freddy Funkos, but the Fantastic Plastic Pops, I would also have to agree that I like the purple ones better, even though the glow-in-the-dark is cool. The purple one, for some reason, reminds me of Aku Aku from Crash Bandicoot.
Okay, yeah.
It kind of has that, like, cool feel to it. The one thing I do like about these Fantastic Plastic Pops, a lot of people don't realize this, is that whether you have the glow-in-the-dark pops or not, the box is glow-in-the-dark.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so the Funko logo and the name glow in the dark, which is pretty cool. I've only seen the white one glow in the dark. I haven't really seen any of like the green ones glow. Actually, I may have seen one. So I guess the green one is a little better because the white one is just like, it kind of looks like this white, like aqua teal type color when it glows in the dark. The green one is just obviously it would glow green. It looks pretty cool. Here's a cool question. So I'll let you go first on this, but if you bought a box of fun, box, and obviously it comes with 3, and you were able to choose what 3 pops in a box of fun box that you wanted, which 3 would you pick?
It comes with 3 of these ones, right?
Yes.
Oh, that's a tough... No, that's not a tough question. Cowabunga, dude. All 3 of the surfing pops. Surfer Freddy and the Surf's Up Batman and Joker. Easy question.
I would say... I'm not really the fan of, like, the DC Surfer Pops, so those are out of the question for me.
I feel like I know what 3 you're going to pick.
I'm going to say both the Fantastic Plastic Pops.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
I'm going to... Because I've seen different photos of it besides the glam shot, and I kind of like how it's kind of translucent. And I'm kind of torn between the glow-in-the-dark Rick and the normal Rick. But I'm going to say the glow-in-the-dark Rick, only because it's not so rare. Like, it's not, like, surprisingly, it's not like a 24-piece pop.
Yeah.
Like, like they made the glow in the dark
2000
Frankenstein,
pieces,
and I feel like it'd be a good glow since it's green.
yeah, it
to
does
it.
look like it would glow pretty nice.
So yeah, so the two Fantastic Plastic Pops.
I
and
thought
the-
what you were gonna say was the Chucky and both the Ricks.
like you said, there should be blood on the Chucky, which is
Yeah,
why I didn't
yeah.
want to add it.
Yeah, fair enough.
And plus, like I mentioned earlier, like the Freddy Funkos that look like you could just snap a head onto a normal body and it would cost you a lot less. But yeah, I would have to say, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I understand that. Are these Fantastic Plastic ones? They're glow in the dark. These two.
I have no idea.
It looks like they would be.
Yeah, but I know they're translucent. I'm pretty sure from what
Yeah,
I've seen the
okay.
photo.
All right.
Alrighty,
Move on.
so obviously the box of funds was available then, and you can probably find them for really expensive prices on eBay. But anyways, July 23rd, a very highly anticipated new wave of My Hero Academia Pops came out, or at least announced. I don't think they're out yet. Oh yeah, I have it listed there. It's not out yet. So the list goes, so the commons, we got ourselves, and I'm probably going to botch the names once again. So we got Deku with helmet, the Golden Age All Might, Teacher All Might, Yao Yarozu, yeah, I know I was messing up that name, All for One, Yokoyami, which a lot of people are hyping over Yokoyami. It's the one that looks like a raven type thing.
Yeah.
And we got Kirishima. Then for the exclusives, we got ourselves Tomuro Shigaraki, which is a Galactic Toys exclusive. Then we have the Mirio Togata that we talked about in the last... Yeah, the human SpongeBob, as Matt would like to say, that got announced on the last podcast. And then we have ourselves Hamiko Toga, which is a triple anime exclusive. We got a Silver Chrome All Might, which will be exclusive to Funimation. A Metallic All Might, which will be exclusive to Barnes & Nobles. And we got ourselves a All for One with Battle Hand, which will be exclusive to Big Apple Collectibles. Which...
Big Apple Collectibles, is that just like a store in New York?
Possibly. I don't know. I've never heard of it until then.
Yeah.
The two most hyped pops out of this whole set that I find is the Tokoyami and the exclusive All for One pop. However, a lot of people don't like the fact that it's exclusive to Big Apple Collectibles because a lot of people find they're not very good when it comes to handling pops and stuff. And actually, Funko, I think, kind of fixed that because now you can order All for One exclusive on Chalice Collectibles. So they kind of fixed up everything. And Chalice is known for having really good pops handled, especially that new... I seen it in a video recently. We talked about it. I can't remember. The Kamehameha Goku.
Okay.
Which turned out really well, actually, from the videos that I've seen. Deku with helmet. I kind of like the teal color. Obviously, I've never seen the show, so I can't really say, like, whether it should be a different color or not. The Golden Age All Might is pretty cool. Teacher one is... it's alright. It's just literally the same head as the Golden Age All Might and just put it right on to a different body. The Yao Yorozu, I can't even pronounce that name. Hair's a little crazy. It's up and down. All for One is... the normal one's alright. The Yokoyami, it's pretty cool. It kind of looks like some sort of raven. It's got like, I don't know if it's tentacles or some sort of thing. Plus, I guess on the Funko blog, the glam shot they have is a metallic one, which is, I guess, possibly there's a rumor going around that they're going to be doing a Pop and Tea combo soon. And it'll come with a metallic version. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. And the Kirishimi, I guess that's pretty cool, the way they made it. Now the exclusives, I do like the Tomuro Shigaraki. Like I said, can't really pronounce these names. It's cool. You have like the hand on its face and like the hand on its head. It kind of reminds me of like a Great Khali vice grip,
Yeah.
right on his face. WWE reference for those that don't know. I don't know what else to say for the rest.
Yeah. Again, I don't really know about My Hero Academia. These pops do look really good, though. Like, this whole set, not just this whole set, the whole series in itself of these pops, they all look really good. If I was a fan of this show, I would definitely be getting them all, because they are very nice pops. The metallic ones, for once, I actually kind of like this metallic one more than the common. I don't know why, the features just kind of stand out a bit more on it. And that's, I forget what you said this guy's name was.
That's All Might.
All Might, yeah. I guess that's all I really have to say about them is that it's a nice set. I don't want to talk about one specifically because they all kind of fall into that same category. Like, you could tell that they're all from the same series too, which is good. I like that about them. Because I find a lot of times, unless it's like Dragon Ball or like Yu-Gi-Oh, you don't really know, unless you know the show well, whether it's from like... I'm losing my train of thought. Like, you don't know if it's... They all kind of look the same because it's anime, but these ones, they do look like they're all based in this same show.
All right, and those are expected to be released as early as September 2019. All right, so the next couple that we're gonna talk about. So the first you'll see in a collage. The first two were announced on July 24th, which the first one is a failed fusion 2-pack Dragon Ball Z. I think it's one's called Fat Gotenks and one's Skinny Gotenks. I'm pretty sure that's what it is.
Yep.
And that is exclusive to Box Lunch. Then we got ourselves Steve Irwin, the Crocodile Hunter. He's got 2 pops coming out, which one is him holding a crocodile, obviously, and the other is him holding a turtle, which that's the 1 in 6 chase, which that will be available as early as November 2019. Then on July 25th, we got ourselves announced a Copper Chrome Batman, which it's weird because they added it, but it's unknown of when it's coming out because nothing was posted or anything.
Huh.
But it's just brand new on the app, unless they're making an announcement soon, but I'm just getting that from the Funko app. Then we got ourselves, which was a very exclusive pop from Funko Fun Days, but it wasn't added to the app until July 25th, and that is a gold chrome Luke Skywalker that is exclusive to 80 pieces. Alright, so the failed fusion, I don't really have much to say, because I don't watch Dragon Ball Z at all. So I can't really say like, oh yeah, this is exactly what they look like and all that. The Steve Irwin, it's really good. A lot of people are hyping over this. One person commented, and I found it funny how they should... It would have been funny for the opportunity to have, you got a Steve Irwin with a crocodile as one, and then have a chase of Steve Irwin with an alligator as one.
I thought you were about to go somewhere else with that.
Oh, I know exactly that. Going to the dark memes that people have been talking about.
I actually haven't even heard any, but when you were saying that, it brought it up.
But if anyone didn't clue in, we're talking about some people have been making posts about them coming out with a Steve Irwin pop with a stingray because he passed away due to getting struck by a stingray.
Yep.
So, and I got nothing to say about the Chrome Pops. Absolutely nothing to say. So, it's off to you now.
Okay. Yeah, the failed fusion pops look good. I probably will try to pick up this 2-pack. I mean, it's not exclusive to anywhere, is it?
It's exclusive to Box Lunch.
Okay, well that's not a big deal. So yeah, I probably will pick this up just because it's so hard to complete a Dragon Ball Z collection because there's so many of them, but I would like to get like the ones that I find the best. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And this is definitely a great 2-pack. I like it. The Steve Irwin ones are amazing pops. And actually, looking at these pops, it actually kind of reminded me, didn't you used to have like a turtle obsession back in the day?
I did, yes. And I owned a turtle.
Okay, yeah. I completely forgot about that until like 2 minutes ago when I was looking at that turtle and I was like, wait a minute. Which one do you like better out of the two?
I just think the crocodile.
Yeah,
just because it just makes sense. He's a crocodile. He's not a turtle hunter. He's a crocodile hunter.
Yeah, I mean, he's a lover of all animals, / was. Yeah, these pops look good. I kind of wish that there was, like, something a little bit different with the body, with the chase, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, the arms are kind of positioned differently, but, like, I don't know. I guess he always kind of wore the same thing, but...
Yeah, maybe, unless maybe, like, did he ever wear a hat or something?
Not really. Even in the
I can't even
background pictures of him from the glam shots, like, he's not wearing a hat. I don't remember ever seeing him with a hat.
Okay.
What would have been cool is if they would have added his daughter as a pop. Which, I mean, might not have been a hot seller, but she's now, like, taking over his business, isn't she? So, like...
Didn't he have a...
He's
got a son,
He's got
too.
a son as well, but his daughter...
His son's been on, like, Jimmy Fallon and stuff.
Yeah, so is his daughter, I'm pretty sure.
I didn't even know he had a daughter. I thought it was just his son.
What? How do you not know he had a daughter?
I don't know.
Okay. And then, of course, metallic garbage and more metallic garbage. So, yeah.
Alright, so, yeah, and the Failed Fusion 2-pack is available now. You can order it on boxlunch.com or in stores also. So now the next couple, I'll put it in a collage, announced on July 26th. We got ourselves first from A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood, upcoming movie about Mr. Rogers that is played by, wait for it, Tom Hanks. Continuing that good old Tom Hanks month. So we got ourselves Mr. Rogers with Daniel Tiger, that is the pop, and that'll be released as early as November 2019. Then we got from Naruto, we got Itachi, which I hopefully I know I'm pronouncing that right.
I believe that is right.
Exclusive to Alliance Entertainment, which I've never heard of that ever. So I don't exactly know if it's a store or some sort of corporation that'll like share them off to a place. And then we got Darna, which is this. It looks like Wonder Woman, but it's from a different like comic universe that's based in the Philippines.
Oh, okay.
And that'll be exclusive to Big Boy's Toy Store on August 2nd, which is in the Philippines, for those that don't know. I guess Mr. Rogers, I guess it's an okay pop. I kind of can tell that it looks like Tom Hanks in a way.
What?
I feel like the other Mr. Rogers pops are a little better than this one. Yeah, and then Itachi. Itachi is real. I like the eyes on Itachi. The eyes are pretty cool on Itachi. How it's like red and there's like
Yeah, it's
essentially
a new eye,
it's like a bullseye almost.
Yeah,
in his eyes
similar.
and like the pose and everything, the way it looks, it's pretty cool. And then Darna, I just think it looks like a ripoff of Wonder Woman in my opinion. So
well,
like,
I'm assuming that's basically what it is.
and it's like, So what do you gotta say about it?
So I guess I'll go backwards from the way you said it. Again, yeah. Rip off a Wonder Woman. Sorry, yawning. That being said, it's probably a good pop for people from the Philippines because they're obviously bigger fans of this than we are. And it's nice to see other countries get exclusives, quote unquote, to things that are based around them. Because not a lot of people in North America are going to want this pop specifically, but it's good that other people in the world can get pops that they're going to want. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The Naruto one here, what did you say his name is? Itachi?
Yeah.
It is good. I do love the pose. The eyes are great. I love seeing new eyes on pops. So that's cool. I feel like my buddy that I go pop hunting with frequently at Hot Topic is definitely going to want to get his hands on this one. And then there's the Mr. Rogers. I am in love with this pop. I can't believe you don't like this as much as I do. You can tell that it's Tom Hanks, which I love about it. And the body's really good. They even have the...
Daniel Tiger.
Daniel Tiger, that's what his name is. Okay, yeah. And looking at this pop, I want to see, for the normal Mr. Rogers set, I would like to see Mr. Feely, I believe his name is. The delivery man from Mr. Rogers.
I'll be honest, I have not seen Mr. Rogers.
He's a phony!
A big fat phony!
Wow. I'm surprised. Damn. Even my mom asked me the other day when I showed her this pop. She goes, "Have you even seen Mr. Rogers?" I was like, "Are you crazy? Like, are you nuts?" Like, my mom doesn't know what I was watching as a kid somehow. But yeah, I am in love with this pop. It looks so good. I am so pumped for this movie. I'm probably gonna go see it with like multiple people, one being my mom, and there's a few other people that said that they would like to come with me. So I love this pop. That's all I have to say about it. It looks so good.
All right, and the next set of pops, I'm probably gonna put the rest of these pops in a collage if you're watching this. But first of all, more 80th anniversary Marvel pops have been announced. And as the list goes, we got Iceman, which I think is the first time we're getting, it's like a first appearance Iceman. We got a different variant of Deadpool. We got another version of Wolverine. And then we got ourselves a specialty series Electro, which I'm going to be definitely talking about that in a few moments.
Yeah.
The next set of pops, never confirmed by the Funko app yet, but I think it's safe to say we can announce these, which is the 2 pops that were included in the Spider-Man Far From Home Marvel's Collector Corps box, which we got ourselves a light-up Mysterio pop, and we got ourselves what they're calling Spider-Man with borrowed jersey, which obviously I'll talk about that in a sec on my opinion about that. And then we got ourselves a 3-pack, Splash Mountain 3-pack, which I forget. I know one's a bear, one's a rabbit, and one's a fox. I can't remember the exact name because I couldn't pronounce them. So.
Yeah, it's been a while for me too.
Which those, exclusive to various stores within Disney World, in stores August 3rd, but you can order them online as of August 14th. Wait, hold on.
My brain needs to think. I'm getting these. My coworker is going to Disney. He's going to all the resorts at Disney. And I told him that I would be giving him money to pick me up some pops that are exclusive to there. I'm getting this. He's going that week, too. That's freaking awesome.
Oh, okay, anyways. So, I'll start off with, obviously, the Marvel 80th, which will be released as early as October 2019. The Iceman is pretty cool in the sense that I'm hoping it's, like, the water part that's more blue is translucent. So it looks like...
completely translucent.
Yeah.
Now that I look at this pop close up, it looks wicked.
Yeah. I hope, like, the colors even, like, fade in. It's not, like...
Yeah.
They're good with that. It
looks like there's going to be a nice gradient with this, yeah.
The Deadpool, I like the facial expression. Typical Deadpool's got, like, squinty eyes, and he's got, was it a gun? And he's got, like, some sort of, like...
Like a dagger kind of thing, yeah.
That's pretty cool. And then Wolverine... I don't know how I feel about the Wolverine, to be honest, but I do like the way they have the eyes, so it's more, like, squinted, so it makes a face... And it's got a mouth, which is good.
Mm-hmm.
Always like the pops that have mouths because it's different. And then Electro. This was a very anticipated pop, and it reminds me once again when I brought up, I think it was in April's podcast, about like the little childhood memories about having that Mysterio toy. I remember watching the old Spider-Man cartoon with the episode with Electro in it. Yeah, the Electro, I love the Electro, especially it's classic Electro. From, like, obviously the old cartoons that I remember watching.
I don't want to give any spoilers away, so I'm just not going to say
anything. And, obviously, it's simplistic but detailed because it is. And I'm hoping, for some reason, because Funko likes to do this nowadays, where they announce, like, a certain pop, but then they later announce it as glow-in-the-dark. Because I would love the electricity in his hands to be glow-in-the-dark. It would be awesome. And then, so these Marvel Collector Corps pops. I don't understand why they call it Spider-Man with borrowed jersey when it's clearly Peter Parker. It's not wearing a mask. It's clearly Peter Parker. Yep. And the light-up pop, all it is, it's like the same as the Iron Man one. On the side, there is like an open like slit so that you can put your finger and press the button for the hands to glow.
I don't want to cut you off. Keep going.
But... I find it kind of pointless because they have the glow-in-the-dark pop.
That's what I was going to say. I think the reason is because the glow-in-the-dark pop probably does not work that well. It is probably not a good glow-in-the-dark pop. So they're like, you know what, let's light it up.
Plus, it was Walmart, so how many...
That sounded so stonerish. All right, let's light up.
Light up. Light it up. No. But yeah, like... Also, the original glow-in-the-dark was, like, Walmart. So, like, Walmart has the tendency of selling pops that are super damaged. So, I don't think... I'm curious if it sold well, but I don't know. But...
Yeah.
Anyways, and then the Splash... I have never heard of... Well, I've heard of Splash Mountain, but, like... I've never had... Splash Mountain, like a movie, TV show?
No, it's a ride at Disney.
Well, I know it's a ride, but I didn't know if it was like... Okay. I have nothing to say about that, so...
So, I guess just to... I'll go backwards again. Yeah, Splash Mountain is a ride at Disney. You're in a log.
Yeah, I knew that, but I didn't know
Yeah.
if Splash Mountain, like, it was based off something, or it's just Disney.
No, I don't believe it is. It could be. It very well could be, actually. Now my thinker's a thunkin'.
Thinker or Thunkin?
Yeah, my thinker's a thunkin'. I believe they're just the characters based off of the animatronics on the ride. Like when you go through like the part where you're inside, and then there's like the animatronics, right?
Yeah.
All I know is I'm definitely getting this 3-pack because I was even thinking about like, what Disney exclusive do I really want? Because right now there's not that many good ones.
Yeah, the most recent ones they announced were... It'd probably be that Rainbow Unicorn from Inside Out.
Yeah, I
And
was thinking about that one, but at the same time, that's a character that I don't really care too much about.
And then the really recent one would be that Rocket Raccoon.
The Rocket Raccoon was the one that I was gonna get, but now I'm definitely getting this 3-pack. It's gonna be expensive though.
I think the
right?
last, like, Disney exclusive pop I really would have wanted, potentially, would have been that Indiana Jones pop rides, and now it's so expensive.
Yeah.
It's like, oh god.
So yeah, I'm not gonna miss the opportunity on getting this, especially when someone who is willing to buy me it is going to Disney, and on the same week that it's getting released, so that's perfect. I believe he's going. You said August 3rd it gets announced?
Hey, August 3rd it goes in the certain store. There's a couple, I can't remember the name. It's like 3 specific stores within Disney World
Okay.
they'll be brought into.
So I believe Splash Mountain is in Animal Kingdom at Disney. Like that part of the resort.
I think I'd have to watch Top Pop's
Pop's
videos
videos,
again
yeah.
since he was at Disney World like last week or whatever.
I think it's part of Animal Kingdom. I could be wrong, but that's where I believe it is. And I know that he's going to all the places. So yeah, I can't wait to get this. I really hope I can. I don't see why there'd be an issue with it, but I should be able to get it. The Collector Corps Pops, they're alright. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about these. The Mysterio, at first when I seen that it lights up, I was like, oh, cool. And then I remembered the glow-in-the-dark one. And now it's like, is that really necessary? Probably, because the glow-in-the-dark might suck on those ones, which is unfortunate. Even then, I do like to see more Pops lighting up, because that's cool in itself. The botched Spider-Man, Peter Parker, it's kind of a crappy pop, if I would say.
I can't even remember that scene in the movie anyways. And I seen Far From Home, which, by the way, fantastic. Probably one of my favorite Spider-Man movies ever, so.
Damn, yeah, I can't wait to see it. The Electro is obviously wicked pop. I love this pop, again. And then the first 3 are all pretty good. Like you were saying with the Wolverine, it does look kind of weird, but again, it's probably based off of one of the first appearances of Wolverine, right?
Yeah.
I wouldn't say first appearance because did he have the blue in his first appearance, or was he he had those like brown trunks, I believe, in one of his first appearances. I could be wrong about that. Deadpool's alright. I mean, we see so many Deadpool pops that you get another Deadpool, and it's like, okay. And then the Iceman, it definitely takes the cake over the 3. Looks really good. I can't wait to see it in person. I feel like it'll be a really good pop. So, that's what I have to say about all those.
That's all we got for these pops. When you're listening to this is August 1st, as early as, because you might be listening to it later. So we may miss some pops, which if we do, we'll bring them up on the next podcast, whether it's an August part 1 or it's just a complete month of August pop. But we are now officially on our top 10 lists for July 2019. But we do have a new segment that I thought of, and we're calling it Poptistics, or in more longer form, Pop Statistics. So essentially, statistics on our top 10 list, which basically is out of 120 pops, considering a top 10 list 6 times for the both of us, which 60 plus 60, 120. Everyone gets it. So, the first poptistic that we got, 67 out of the 120 pops that have been listed in our top 10 list have been exclusive pops. So there have been more exclusives that will show up on our top 10 list than there have been commons. And 27 of those 67 exclusive pops, whether shared or not, have been convention exclusive pops, which the second most in that list is a tie between Amazon and Target with 6 pops that have been listed out of 120 pops.
I like this segment. This is cool.
Then, 95 out of 120 pops in the history of our top 10 have been your normal 3.75 inch normal size pops, while the second most are 2-packs with 6, which our last podcast that we did with our top 10, the June top 10 list, had a lot of 2-packs.
Yeah.
So that probably weighed in on that. And for series-wise, 21 out of 120 pops have been in the Pop Disney lineup. So the most of a series has been Pop Disney.
What was the number on that?
21.
Oh, okay.
While the second most is a tie between Pop Games and Pop Marvel with 13. Which, I don't know if I'm going to do this every podcast to do a poptistic, but maybe if people like it, I will. Anyways, we're now going to move on to the top 10. Let's see if more exclusives get brought up or it'll be more commons. Who knows? So we'll start off with you. Your number 10 on July 2019's top 10 list.
Alright, so my number 10 is from the Dark Crystal lineup, and that is the Funko Shop exclusive Hunter Skeksis. That pop just stands out to me the most out of this set, and it looks really cool. I love the Skeksis. They're really cool. It just looks the best out of all of them. I mean, the glow-in-the-dark one, it was hard to pick between the two, but this one just took the cake to grab my number 10 spot. Just detail-wise, I would say.
My number 10 is the Big Apple Collectibles exclusive All for One pop. I felt that a My Hero Academia pop needed to be in my top 10 list because of the amount of hype.
They're so good.
Because of the amount of hype that it's gotten. It's one of the most hyped pops of the month. It's been very anticipated. I do like how when I first looked at this, it kind of looked like it was like a cross between like a Transformer with like the little face mask, maybe like Bane, and like the hand kind of looks like a symbiote hand, so it kind of looks like a Carnage or Venom hand.
Yeah.
So it kind of like stood out to me. And plus, they kind of fixed the mistake of like moving it from Big Apple, or maybe it's still at Big Apple, but it's also shared to Chow's Collectibles. So I guess, you know what, yeah, that's why it's at number 10. MD Shaddy's number 9.
My number 9 is from the Stranger Things set from the first half of this month. And can you guess who it is?
I'm thinking it's between two different ones. I'm thinking it's either a cross between Flayed Billy or the 6-inch monster. It's a cross between those.
That is hilarious that you said that because those I was debating between those two for which one was going to make it into the top 10 list. Flayed Billy won.
Yeah.
Flayed Billy is my number 9. I already have this pop. It was technically the first... Yeah. It's the first pop that I bought out of this series of Stranger Things, besides the first set that came out. I think it's actually the only one that I have right now, too, because I've been slacking on buying them. But it looks really good. It looks just like Billy. The flayed veins on it look very good. It made my number 9 because it's just a great pop. It looks so accurate to what happened in season 3.
All right. My number 9 is once again from a series that I feel like I needed to add at least one of them to it because it's a very highly anticipated series. And my number 9 is King Homer from the Simpsons Treehouse of Horror Pops, or lineup, I should say. I feel like it's a super, even though it's only like black and white, it's a very detailed pop, especially with the Marge in his hand. It's obviously spoofing King Kong, and all the other ones are kind of simplistic. Some of them don't have as much hype, but this had really the most hype, in my opinion, out of all of the Simpsons Treehouse of Horrors pops, of that lineup, I should say, because probably the most hyped of the whole Treehouse of Horror series is that Kang and Kodos glow in the dark, which mint on the glow in the dark, so good. My personal reaction to obviously Treehouse of Horrors is not really there because I haven't really watched much of it, so I can't really say much. But I thought, you know what? I know The Simpsons obviously more than My Hero Academia, so I put it at number 9. Number 8.
On to me. My number 8 is the Gabriel Iglesias pop. Now, this pop had potential to be top 3, but because if they would have done a mouth with an expression on it, which I mean is a weird thing to do with like a human pop, but I just feel like it needs to be there for Gabriel Iglesias. You know what I mean? He's always laughing and smiling. Where if it would have had that, and again with the shirt, people were complaining about the shirt, but I don't know. I feel like that shirt fits the pop. But then again, if it would have been like more of a Hawaiian shirt and the smile was there, it definitely would have made it to my top 3. That's why it's number 8.
My number 8 is the Specialty Series Electro. I felt I needed to add this to my list. It's a very well done pop. I think once again a huge reason why it's not higher on the list is the fact that I guess I would say the electricity should be a glow in the dark, which hopefully if somehow, some way they do pull that off and they decide, hey, we're going to make a glow in the dark, it realistically, when we eventually do, if people don't know already, we are going to be doing a official top 50 list for the whole year 2019. It probably will make it in the top 50. And it's, once again, like I said, it's well done. It's awesome. It's possibly a pop I might actually buy. So that's why it's number 8.
Alright, number 7.
Number 7
is from The Office, and that is Prison Mike.
Yo, I'm Prison Mike.
This pop,
I never got caught,
is better than the common because it looks more like Michael Scott than the common. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it kind of makes sense.
Like, you know exactly what it is when you look at it. Whereas with the Michael Scott pop, with the Office box around it, sure, looks like Michael Scott. Out of the package, like let's say if we were at a con and we were digging through loose pops, you'd be like, who's this, James Bond?
Yeah, the thing with human pops, it could be anyone.
Yeah, it doesn't look like James Bond per se, but it's another human pop where the rest of the Office pops look more like their character than the main character does, and that's not very good in my opinion. So having the Prison Mike look just like Prison Mike is perfect. So number 7.
My number 7, the EB Games / GameStop exclusive Frosty Franklin with Post Office Pop Town from the new Funko made, and I should have made that as a unanswered question. Peppermint Lane is a Funko made lineup. The Pop Town there, one huge reason that like it's on the first of all, Pop Town that lights up, that's sweet. The one thing I do like about the Frosty Franklin, the one little added thing that I found very like funny is that in the Pop Town there is a thermometer on the building with like little snow, so it looks like when it lights up, it's like the heat's up, so it's like, all right, it's this much degrees. It's safe for a snowman to be in this building. That is what I got out of it, and I thought, that is awesome. That is a little bit of awesome detail. Plus, it's at a retailer that's so easy for MD Shaddy and I to go to. So if I wanted to get this for a little Christmas decoration, I would. So that's why Frosty Franklin and the Post Office Pop Town is number 7 on my list.
All right, number 6. My number 6, I'm going to pull up the photo here quick just so I can kind of talk about it a little bit more, because this was from the first half again, is from Castaway, and it is the common with Wilson.
Okay, Chuck with Wilson.
Yeah. This pop looks so good, in my opinion. I love how they have the dirty feet with, like, the gradient riding up the legs, where it, like, goes from, like, dark to less dark as it gets to the knee. The Wilson looks really good. The beard on this pop looks so good too. There's like a paint wash on it almost, where you can see different colors coming through in the beard. The hair looks really good. The expression looks really good. They even got like some lines to show some of his facial features because obviously he's been on an island or whatever. This pop is really nice. I probably didn't need to put it so high up, but detail-wise, it's a very good pop, so that's why it made it to number 6 instead of higher or lower. I felt like number 6 is the right spot for it.
My number 6, just so happens, is the 6-inch Zoltar Funko Pop.
I knew it.
It's very detailed. It's funny, 6-inch for number 6.
Oh, yeah.
I find it very detailed. I think, like we discussed on the last episode, I feel like, and it definitely would have affected my top 10 list, is that if the eyes glowed in the dark, like how Zoltar does in the movie, then it would have made it much farther up, probably in a top 3, I would say. It would have made it higher up on the list, but because it's not a glow-in-the-dark pop, it's not. Plus, I think in the Zoltar, like, his outfit, I think it's like red and bluish, when I feel it's more like purplish in the movie, so I think they were kind of off on the colors. I could be wrong, but anyways, that's why Zoltar is number 6 on my list.
All right.
We're going to the top 5 time! 5 time! 5 time! 5 time! I lost count whether it was 5.
I think it might have been up 5 times!
There we go.
Alright. On to the top 5. My number 5 is Squirtle. Because, like we talked about in the last episode, or edition, whatever you want to call these, we weren't really sure about, well, me, I guess, I wasn't really sure about the back of this pop, whether they went with the light brown turtle shell or the darker brown, and they did go with the darker brown, which I feel is more accurate. If it would have been the lighter brown, I feel like it still would have made it to the top 10. It probably would have been like number 9, maybe even number 10. But they went with the way I wanted to see it, so it made it to top 5. Squirtle is a big part of my childhood, and I know that there's not a whole lot of detail on this pop, but it doesn't need it. It is what it is. There was no better place to stick it than right in the middle.
Number 5 on my list is the Jack Skellington with House Pop Towns. I think this is like probably one of the most perfect pop towns, in my opinion. Obviously, they made the SpongeBob with Gary and Pineapple House, which is also great. The one thing, I'm going to mention it again, like the last episode, the one thing that I didn't like about this pop town is like they didn't have the cool like long set of stairs that the house should have with like the gate, which is a huge reason why this pop didn't make it farther than number 5. Possibly it could have been number 3, even though I said that I think for Zoltar it would have been number 3. But anyways, it would have been definitely higher than number 5 if they would add that small little detail. Other than that, very great and detailed, very hyped. And my personal reaction was up on this. So that's why it was number 5. Number 4. MD Shaddy's number 4.
Number 4 is a 6-inch pop.
Zoltar?
Yeah, it's Zoltar. Now, there's one thing that could have made this pop possibly my favorite pop from, I would say, this half of the year. I wouldn't say my favorite pop of the year, but definitely my favorite pop of this half of the year, and that is if they could have done like a little mechanism in the mouth where you press a button and it could like open and close the mouth, or like maybe like the head moves a little bit or something like that. I feel like that would have been so amazing. But the pop is amazing. It looks so good. We don't see a lot of pops in this style. You don't see pops inside of things. Like they could have made this a pop ride, but going the 6-inch route is definitely a good way to stick it.
Yeah.
I don't know. You summed it up pretty well for me. There's not a lot more that I could say about it. Besides, it just looks great. Could have been better if they would have done something with the mouth, but maybe eventually they will do something like that with Funko, because they're always coming up with new ideas.
Yeah. My number 4 is the Fluffy.com exclusive Gabriel Iglesias. It's very high up because it was very hyped.
Yeah.
Especially from when it was first announced, hey, we're coming out with a Fluffy Pop. Obviously not in the top 3 because of the fact of how it turned out. I mean, the head looks awesome. I mean, yes, it could have had a mouth, but a lot of human pops don't have mouths.
Yeah, that's the thing.
You can't really judge about that. Even the shirt is not good only because if you look at the back of the box, there's actually like a couple more details that I feel like Funko could have added on the shirt, that specific shirt, but they left out because they just didn't want to add like lines and stuff to it.
Yeah.
They were kind of lazy, and that's why it didn't make it possibly a 3 or 2 on my list. So,
Alrighty.
yeah, Gabriel Iglesias. We're in the top 3.
My number 3 is King Homer. I think that this is one of the best Simpsons pops out there yet. They're all very good, but this one is nice. Again, like you said, it was number 9 or 8?
For mine, it was number 9.
Number 9, okay, yeah. You're saying how it is a black and white pop, but that's what it is. Even then, there's still like 4 colors in there. You have like the gray, you have the white, you have the lighter gray, and then I believe there's like a silver around his like ankles.
Yeah, could have been like, I think it was like chained up and stuff.
Yeah, yeah. And I love that you get the Marge pop in his hand too. It's almost like a 2-for-1 pop. So back in the day, Burger King did a lineup of the Treehouse of Horror toys, and there is a King Homer in that set, and you can see that there's a Marge in his hand, but it's literally just like a stick in his hand, and the top part coming out of his hand is just blue, and the bottom is just like a little piece of red, so you can kind of see her shoes.
Mm.
Where with this pop, obviously it's more detailed, and you can see exactly that it's Marge. You don't have to like assume basically that it's Marge. That's what it is. I don't know. There's something about this pop that I'm in a loss for words just because of how great this pop turned out. I can't wait to see it in person, and hopefully it's just mind-blowing.
My number 3 is the Crocodile Hunter, Steve Irwin with the crocodile. I think looking at this, if you didn't have the box with it, I even think maybe if you didn't even have the alligator's hand and you just see like the outfit, you know it's Steve Irwin.
Yeah.
And even the detail in the crocodile itself is good. Like, they could have been very lazy on the detail of the crocodile, because a lot of times they don't really put quite a bit of detail in the objects in the hand. But this crocodile is very detailed. Steve Irwin is very detailed, and it's very hyped, and it's absolutely awesome. I'm not sure if I'm going to get it, but I'm sure it's going to be a big seller. So that's why Steve Irwin's number 3.
I'm surprised you're not going to get it. So basically, for my number 2, I'm not even going to talk about it because you just said everything you needed to say about it.
Oh, your number 2 is also Steve Irwin?
Yep.
So yeah, Steve Irwin is also number 2. We'll put a quick little thing. Hey, look, number 2, it's Steve Irwin. So now I guess I gotta go again.
See your number 2, yep.
Yep. Okay, my number 2, and I really wanted to make it number 1, but it had like a 60-40, maybe 50-50 hype, and that is the Box Lunch exclusive Jim Halpert as Dwight Funko Pop. Oh my god, I love this pop. It's definitely up there in like the biggest personal reaction of the month for me. I'm obviously going to get this pop because it is my favorite scene out of the whole Office series, out of the whole 9 seasons that there are in The Office. And it's absolutely awesome, in my opinion. A lot of people don't like how it kind of looks like a repaint, but at the same time, like we discussed, if he's supposed to imitate Dwight, wouldn't it make sense that he looks like Dwight? So that is why Jim as Dwight made it as number 2, and I wish it was number 1. All right, so now we're number 1.
We're on to number 1, the best pop of the month in our opinions. My number 1, this pop blew me away when I seen it, and I believe I already said that when we were talking about this pop. It is in this half of the month's pops that we've announced in this episode, and that is the Mr. Rogers pop.
Oh, the Mr. Rogers.
It's... I can't say enough good things about this pop. Like, you got the Daniel Tiger which looks very good, which I believe is going to have a lot more detail on it than the Glam Shot shows. The whole outfit looks really good, but just the head in general looks like Mr. Rogers, but it looks like Tom Hanks playing Mr. Rogers. Like, whoever did the design on this pop deserves a round of applause. Like, I don't know how they make these characters look just like the actors who are playing them, and especially since this is an actor playing someone who's an actor playing someone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a perfect pop. Number 1 for me.
My number 1, obviously, I know this probably would have made my top 10 list, but I've never seen a pop so far that has gotten so much hype this year than my number 1, and that is Squirtle.
Yeah,
Squirtle is number 1
Damn.
on my list. And for me, anyways, like, obviously, as you may have heard on previous podcasts, my favorite starter would probably be Charmander, because I am a huge fan of Charizard. And that only made, I think it was number 3 on I think it was March that pop got announced. I know it was number 3 on one of my lists, but I could not deny the amount of hype that this pop had gotten. So it had to be number 1 for the overall hype of the good old Funkoverse. Obviously, I'm not going to pick up this pop just because I'm not really the biggest fan of Pokemon, but I do like a few characters from Pokemon. So Squirtle, obviously, that's basically the reason. It's pretty detailed anyways. It's even got, like, the mouth looks like, Squirtle's a turtle, so, like, it's got, like, the little, like, I don't know how to explain it, like, not beak, but you know what I'm saying.
The Brandon Fargo. Just name dropping people on the podcast.
Oh, that's so bad. Oh, sorry, Brandon. Anyways, yeah, Squirtle, it had to be number 1. The hype is super real on this. It probably will make the top 50 list from when we do this in January 2020, when we do that episode. But it probably will make it possibly in the top 25 of that top 50, knowing the hype that it's gotten. But who knows? We still got like 5 months until the end of the year, around there, so we'll see.
Yeah.
But anyways, that is all we got for this episode. Thank you to everyone who listened to this podcast, and especially our last podcast, which, if I'm not mistaken, is our most viewed podcast yet, the July part 1. Hopefully this one gets a bigger view. And I want to make one shout out to a YouTuber, and his name is Funkomon, because he mentioned me in one of his recent videos. We met at Hot Topic while getting SDCC pops, and he even dropped the link to our channel in one of his videos, so I'm going to do the same. Shout out to Funkomon. The link to his channel will be in the description below. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to go like this video, comment in the section below on what your top 10 favorite favorite Pokemon. Favorite Gengar! I love Gengar! Your top 10 favorite pops of the month of July. Make sure to go subscribe and press the little bell if you haven't yet to be notified of different content that we put on this channel, including pop hunts, obviously a Funko Popcast. We did a episode of Mystery Mini Wars recently, which is the Hot Topic exclusive box of Stranger Things 3 Mystery Minis, and so much other content that we'll be providing in the future. And as of August 1st, not only follow our Instagram at a Funko Podcast, but we will finally be launching our own Facebook page and our own Twitter page, especially Twitter, in case we get more of those Instagram and Facebook outages, so we need a source of social media to post our stuff. But anyways, like I said, thank you for listening to this edition of a Funko Popcast. I hope you enjoyed it. It's time for us to go, so peace out. And MD Shaddy would say,
Robbie, you get your own quotes. Peace in, peace out.